Hi, and welcome to Lessons on Demand. This is Scott Schilling, and I'll be your trainer for today's session called Goals for Growth. Now, you're seeing the acronym there, growth, and you know I love acronyms, so yeah, we're going to do goals across a broad range of areas here, and each of those letters stands for a specific area, and we're going to get into that here in a second. Now, the thing is that we need to have goals across our entire realm, across our entire, all 7 categories of life. So you need to create a financial goal. This is about your income or debt reduction or investments or net worth. You need to have goals about your business, your professional career, your job, what you think that way. You need to have a goal for your fun time, recreation, sports, hobbies, travel, things like that. You need to have a health goal, your fitness, your appearance, things that tie to your well-being. You need to have goals set up for relationships. That's your family, your friends, your associates. You need to have a personal goal for your learning, for your projects, for your purchases, things that are personal to you. And then the one that I feel very strongly about is the 7th area, and that's contribution, service, community, or legacy. So ultimately, you have to have goals in all these areas, and we'll have another session on goal setting for these 7 areas. But this is a little bit different program in what I specifically want you to address with this one is goals for growth. Now again, as always, take out a pad of paper, a pen or a pencil, get ready to take some notes. Stop this, think about it if you have to from time to time. Stop this recording, go back, listen to what's going on, write some things down, take some action, and then start it all up again. So let's take a look at goals for growth. Let's tie these lessons on demand together by setting some of these goals for growth. This is going to be powerful. The more that you act on this, the better off you're going to be along the way. We can all use some goal setting. There's no doubt about it. Again, as I mentioned in another lesson, I'd rather aim for a star and miss than shoot for a stump and hit it. I want to go after some big things and make some big difference on this planet. I think you do too, or you wouldn't be involved in these lessons on demand. So the G stands for greater power. Now for me, that greater power comes from God and Jesus Christ. For you, it might be Buddha, Hindi, the universe, whatever you choose to call it, is really up to you. I know where my strength comes from. I know where my greater power is. Now, my God says, be a living example, and I'll do the heavy lifting. I'll do the conversions. I would suggest that that's what I work to do. I want to be a living example of somebody who wants to make an impact and have a more positive effect on people in this world. That's where my strength comes from. So the question is, what's your relationship with your greater power? What have you done to really, on a spiritual plane, put yourself in a place of true comfort for you that you know that you have the strength necessary going forward? There's tremendous learning available here, tremendous peace of mind and spirit that comes with this type of relationship. I can say personally, I have never been more at peace with my life or my existence than I am today, and the reason is because of the level of my belief and faith in my greater power, God and Jesus Christ. It's never been as strong as it's been today. And you know what? As I say in every one, the first day is your worst day. Tomorrow will be better. Why? Because I'm making a conscious effort to have a greater relationship with my greater power. The R stands for relationships. Which relationships mean the most to you? Your spouse or significant other, your family, your customers, your coworker, or your greater power, or all of the above. The fact is that we all have to have goals when it comes to our relationships and put those goals together in such a way that we work to nurture them. Relationships don't happen by accident. They happen because you've invested in them. You've taken effort, you've put effort into them, you work to call people, you do a variety of different things. I realized the other day was a friend's birthday. Now I send out birthday messages typically to everybody that I identify has a birthday for that day. I love Facebook for being able to do that and nurture those relationships. But it came to my awareness that even though it was my friend's birthday and I wished him a happy birthday on Facebook, that, you know what, I missed talking to him. It's been way too long. So I left him a voice message wishing him a happy birthday. Unfortunately, I wanted to talk to him. It didn't work. I got his answering machine. But he was really appreciative of the fact that I went up and beyond the call as opposed to just posting something to both post and leave him a message. It was something special to him. Well, that's what becomes really important. You have to develop kind of a ranking system. In other words, you have to make sure that you take care of your relationships and really identify the ones that are special. And you need to set some guidelines and establish those guidelines as to how you're going to handle relationships and continue to grow them over time. That's what goal setting is all about, is set up a desire that you're going to create an inner circle. A new good friend of mine, Bob Bodine, has written a fabulous book called The Power of Who. And in The Power of Who, he suggests that you surround yourself with he suggests that you surround yourself with 12 really good friends. Out of that, you'll have 3 very close friends, but you'll have 1 best friend. So it's a 12-3-1 kind of system. He has set up a system on relationships through the book, The Power of Who. If you haven't read it, I suggest you get it. It's an amazing book. Now, the O stands for outlook. What's your outlook on life? Are you a positive thinker? Now, it's interesting. I think that if you are a positive thinker but not realistic, that's not necessarily a good thing. But I'd rather have you be a positive thinker and be unrealistic than a negative thinker at all. The fact of the matter is, we all have so much to be grateful for and optimistic about. Day in and day out, our world gets better. I understand there's chaos and turmoil and things like that, but the fact is, you shouldn't probably get too high and you shouldn't probably get too low, but at least edge towards the positive side. Now, if you want to see an interesting demonstration of that, there's a really cool way of representing this. Get a half a glass of water and just put a little Coke or some dark colored soda in there and see what happens to that clear water. Well, that's really your mind and any kind of negative thinking that goes in there. You can just see how it starts to cloud this beautifully pure area. Then what you can also do is have a pure pitcher of water and look at that as positive support. Now pour that pure pitcher of water into that glass, and you'll notice it starts to lighten up and lighten up and lighten up until it starts to spill over the side, and ultimately over time that positive input will now take that water back to a nice, clear, positive nature. It's a great demonstration to just look, what are you putting into your mind? We get plenty of negative input from so many sources these days. You got to kind of overabundance your positive thinking and basically clear out the glass to make sure that it's as clean as it can be. Now the W stands for wealth in Goals for Growth. Growing your individual wealth allows you to care for your family's needs, the needs of your friends, those that are less fortunate. This comes back to the money talk that I had with Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen many years ago. They said, you've got the obligation to make as much money as you possibly can. Now, when I first heard that, it kind of made me cringe. And they said, we bet you're thinking that it's about the money, isn't it? It's not about the money. It's about the 2 things that come with money: the influence you have and the good that you can do. This is about doing everything we can for our families, our friends, humanity. If you've got the capacity to make a lot of money, then make a lot of money, but not for money's sake alone, for the influence it can have to do good and for the good works that it can support. So again, it's incumbent upon you to make as much money as you can, not just for the money's sake, for the good that you can do with it. With the ability to make that wealth comes the responsibility to help humanity. Again, I want you to look at this from the right place. It's not about the money. It's about the influence in the good the money can do. We all have an invitation to make as much as we possibly can so that we can do as much as we possibly can. So again, the W in Goals for Growth comes to wealth. Now the T stands for time. And this is really the great equalizer. We all have the same 24 hours or 86,400 seconds in a day. Isn't it amazing that some people can get so much more out of the exact same commodity called time? Now, I personally think that we should be enjoying our life far more than most people are these days. Most people are grinding at it, striving so hard, working so hard, that it's really become tedious and it's not enjoyable and all that. What a shame. Why not take and plan out and create goals for what you really want to do? One of the things that I really enjoy these days is going for a walk with our standard poodle, Willie, and my wife. She'll, in the middle of the day, sometimes I'll be working away. I might even just have finished up a recording like this. And she'll say, "Hey, do you want to go to the park with Willie?" My answer in the past was, I'm right in the middle of things. Are you kidding me? My answer today is, absolutely. And I stop and I go to the park. I enjoy being with my wife. We have a nice conversation. Willie has some fun. I see the joy and happiness he has. It now makes me happy. I come back into the office. I pick up where I was. I wasn't always like that, but I can tell you being like that gives you this sense of joy and love and spirit and peace. So again, time is the great equalizer. Some people can get so much more out of it than other people. Why? Because they kind of plan on how to use it better than other people. I never believed that for a long time until I started executing it myself. And you know what? I'm a strong believer in that now. Time stands as the great equalizer. Use it to the very best you possibly can. And the H stands for health. Are there some things that you could be doing that could help you and your body live longer? I know there are in my world, and I consistently look to modify and make those things better. Are you doing the same? See, your message, your value to us as humanity is huge. We're depending on you to make a big difference, and you can't make a big difference if you're not here. It's just the way it works. The fact of the matter is we need you. We need you to be around, and so what are you doing to help make your body last longer? If you don't care about it, where are you going to live? See, it's the only vessel that you have while you're here on earth. You got to take care of your temple, not pollute that temple. Am I saying don't have fun? I'm not saying that. Anything in moderation is probably okay. But please take a look, and if you're kind of out of whack, if you're not sleeping enough, if you're eating the wrong foods, if you're not powering your energy plant the way you could, you might want to reconsider it going forward. If we sum it up, you can have anything in life you want when you just help enough other people get what they want. In this Goals for Growth, I want to share with you that we need you. You're important. You're going to make such a difference on this planet. And so I suggest that you take a few minutes, you stop, and you establish the goals for growth that work for the best of your nature going forward. Again, if I can help you in any way, there's always more information available at www.scottschilling.com. Again, if you've got any questions along the way or need any specific help, drop me an email at scott@scottschilling.com. This is Scott Schilling saying, once again, it's been an honor to present this lesson to you. I hope you truly take this to heart. You take a few minutes, you take each of these categories, you really write down some specifics. I suggest writing down at least 3 specific top goals for each of these areas. Really think this through and make this the very best you possibly can for you going forward. Until next time, this is Scott Schilling saying, man, I'm excited about you being on this journey. Look forward to hearing how you're doing. I'm really excited to hear the contributions you've been making and the improvements going forward that you're going to continually make to make your existence on this planet even better than it is today. Take care.